refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to FFC. I'm your coach. I am your host, Coach. And this is the #1 fantasy football show in the world. Yes, I am. I am claiming that title. We win over here. That's what we do. However, today is not about fantasy. No. We still got a lot of time left. Today, though, we do have a special episode that we're going to be doing for a few weeks, to be quite honest with you. And that is, we are doing NFL schedule predictions. So, as we all know, the NFL schedules have come out and they've been released. So we've got our holiday games already. We've got our games that are going to be played overseas, and we have our season openers. But now we also have our actual schedule. So today we are doing the AFC, and we're doing the AFC North. We are dealing with the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we have 4 teams in the division, and we're going to look at all 4 team schedules, all right? We're going to look at the prime time. We're going to look at the division. We're going to look at the strength and weakness of the schedule. Now, this is what gives me my numbers. However, the numbers are fluctuable. What does that mean? Well, if I give a team 11 wins, right? Based on the strength of schedule, and if the team stays healthy throughout the season and all that. So, I'm giving 1 or 2 games above and below that, that 11. Not sometimes I'm going to hit it exactly. Most of the time, it's off by 1 or 2. Now, how is that possible? In the sense of, I don't give, unless I think the team is just horrible, I don't give division games, I don't give the home team a loss. You know what I mean? So where my 11-6 may come true, I'm gonna be off within the games by, let's say I have this team winning and this team losing, it could actually flip. So the record could still hit, but by teams winning and losing, that's where I could be off, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm just literally putting a diaphragm together to give like just a baseline of what I think a team is going to do this year, based off what they did last year, based off of what they did in the draft this year, based off what they did in free agency. So I'm putting all that together, and I'm going, you suck, you don't beat all that. Oh, you play primetime, I'm doing all that, right? And what happens is I come up with a number. That's all. That's it. I'm just having fun with it. I'm predicting the future. Now, what goes along with that is hopefully this year I can bring it back, which is just my weekly picks. I didn't get to do that last year. It takes a lot doing those picks because again, you're doing research, a lot of games you got to watch, rewatch. Just a lot you got to put together, right? Just to come up with a pick for the week. You got to listen to other podcasts. It's a lot of research, right? So hopefully the coach has the time this year to do it. And if so, then I can put my weekly picks. And what I'll do with that That's just Coach bragging each week, and at the end of the year, we put it all together with a big old number of how many games I won or lost by basically picking. What does that do for fantasy? A lot. Because if I have this team going, let's say I have, let's say I got the Raiders going 6-11, 6-10, right? That means you probably won't want to touch the quarterback. You probably don't really want any of the receivers because that means you're not going to have good weeks in and out, right? If I tell you Cincinnati Bengals are going to win 12 games, right? What does that tell you? Oh, well, that should mean if they're going to win 12 games, right? And we're looking at Joe Burrow at quarterback, right? Well, 12 games, that means Joe Burrow should have like 250 yards at minimum a game, 2 touchdowns a game, because to win 12 games, you got to score, right? So you're putting that all together and saying, I can get Joe Burrow at this round, I can get this player at this. So that's what it all does. The wins and losses that we're predicting is helping us with when we go and draft our fantasy teams. Because again, you would draft a player based on the fact that you think the team is going to have a good season, right? Obviously, yes, the player has to be good, right? But here's my thought. I said Bijan Robinson, when he came out as a rookie, you should not waste a first-round pick on him. Why? Well, based on coach's schedule prediction, I only had the Atlanta Falcons that year winning 6 to 7 games. That's it. How many did they win? 7, right? Out of the playoffs. And they almost made it to the playoffs. If they would have won 8 with a losing record, they could have, but that's another story. Coach didn't lose $100. I'm good. But I said, with the fact that they're only going to win 6 7 games, those 6 7 games are going to be on the back of a rookie running back. Now, that's good and bad. That's good they want to use him like that. That's bad because, I don't know, if he's the 80% of your offense, you don't think the defense is going to hone in on that? Half the time, he didn't even play. So, again, look at how bad it was to have Bijan Robinson when he's the only part of your offense and they're only going to win like 6 7 games. It's not going to do much for you in fantasy football. That means in fantasy, you're going to have Bijan Robinson for at least 4 good games. That's horrible. But that's the next year, what I say, Bijan Robinson first round running back stats. I said take him first. Could have took any of the 3 first because that, man, they had running backs had a good season last year. I like that. But if you took Bijan Robinson in the first round last year, like Coach said, because they have a quarterback, Kirk Cousins, because they had receivers that could move the ball, he won't be the focal point anymore. They'll be able to play all 17 games. So look what happened. They had a great season last year. Okay, so the schedule, predicting the schedule kind of helps us predict who we want to draft. Because we're all predicting at this point. You're predicting in fantasy what to do. We don't know what the man can line up on week 1 and tear his ACL. Where's your player? So we're predicting. Everybody predicted. Okay, Jamar Chase was going to have the yips his rookie season, right? Everybody was saying it. Why? Because preseason, what was he doing? Dropping balls. He wasn't dropping balls. That was timing. Y'all got to pay attention. Y'all know. I don't think half of y'all know how to watch football, if you know what I mean. You got to pay attention. He wasn't dropping ball. Dropping a ball is hitting your hands like that. Kadarius Toney drops balls. Okay, he drops balls. No, Jamar Chase didn't drop. He doesn't drop balls. Those were all timing issues. Those are all timing issues that get worked out where preseason. Okay, it's just like y'all coming at me talking about quarterback threw 5 picks in training camp. If y'all don't let these cameras stop playing with your heads, then it's just for like. Do you understand? They're okay. They're supposed to. What is that ding-a-ling-a-linging? No idea what's going on. It's like somebody. I feel like somebody's calling me. I have no idea what this is. Coach is weirded out right now, and I don't know how to get it to stop. What's going on? I don't know where it comes from. It's just ringing, 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 and I'm a little lost. Gotcha. Give me a second, people. I don't even know what this is. Uh, I'm dumbfounded right now. I'm gonna try to sabotage Coach. I've been trying to get this weeks, and now I'm getting one that's gonna annoy the mess out of me. Figure out where it's coming from. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm lost, guys. I was trying to talk over this. It's kind of annoying. I'm sorry. Okay. Like, where is this ringing coming from? Anything open. All right, it's finished. We got it. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Okay, back to what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what's going on right now. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Let's see if I can regain my focus. How's everybody doing? Okay, so don't tell me about training camp. We're going to edit that out for a repost. Don't tell me about a person throwing interceptions in training camp. Okay, like that's what's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen in training camp. I don't care about that. You're supposed to throw interceptions in training camp. These are mistakes that are supposed to happen so they don't happen when week one starts. Okay, and what happened when Jamar Chase came out in week one is rookie season? Oh, I know because I had him on my team because nobody wanted him. That was so stupid. Oh, y'all got to stop letting ESPN trick y'all. Listen to Coach. I had Jamar Chase, and I had a wonderful fantasy season. So again, he didn't have no yips. As a matter of fact, Jamar Chase was in the Super Bowl his rookie season. Almost a Super Bowl champion because he had Jalen Ramsey eating dirt twice in that game. But Aaron Donald had it. He wanted it more. That was the Aaron Donald Super Bowl. Well deserved. Congratulations. Anyway, let's get back. So basically, schedule predictions is another leeway into helping us decide who we want to put, who we're going to draft and what order we're going to draft them in when it comes to fantasy season. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we will, let me see if I can break real quick. Yeah. We will get into our, 4 AFC North teams. Okay, we have the Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, Coach will be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running. Toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So we are going to now get into our 4 AFC North teams. First up on the block, we have the Cleveland Browns. So let's go ahead. Coach is going to pull up his handy-dandy notes. Where we at? 2025. All right. So Cleveland Browns are up first. So with Shadir Sanders as their 5th round pick, which now you're gonna get into that. We went ahead and so look, he's not starting obviously unless he's going to start over. Who do they have? I know it's Kenny Pickett, small hands, old man Flacco, and I know there's somebody else. I think there who got drafted before Shadir. So that's the quarterback room right now. With Jerry Jeudy at receiver. We got Joker at tight end. We got Chubb at forward at running back. So it's not an empty team. You got Aaron Donald signed to a mega deal. It's not an empty team. But based on their schedule and who they got to face, let me see. I'll give them one more. I have them with 3 wins, but I think I can get one more. Let me see where we got. No. No. Because if Shadir ain't starting, even if he is, he's a rookie. I'm not saying this rookie's gonna come out and splash the Browns and just go all out. So right now I got him at 3 wins. I'm trying to see if I can feed him a couple more wins. Because their team's not all out. So here's what I have them losing to. I got them losing to Cincinnati week 1, Baltimore week 2, Green Bay week 3, Detroit week 4. I think by week 5 they'll be settled in pretty well. I'm gonna give them a win against Minnesota. Yeah, I think I'll give them the win against Minnesota. All right. Pittsburgh, it's a loss on the road. Miami, I got them losing to Miami at home. Yeah, I got losing to Miami at home. New England, I got them losing away. They could win that win in New England, though. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna give them that one. I'm gonna give them that win against New England. Sorry, Teddy. Now, when we get to the AFC East, and I'm looking at everything, and I'm ironing everything out, I could possibly give that win back to the Patriots, just depending. Because I do a lot on streaks and a lot on prime time, a lot on is this before, after bye week, stuff like that. So we'll check back on that game a little later. Let's see, they got a bye week in week 9, which is actually good for them because that's a good, if they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they'll be 2-6 before week 9. That's not good. All right, so after the bye week, they got to play the Jets. Could the Browns beat the Jets in week 10 on the road? I'm gonna go ahead and give it to them. Let me get the Browns that win. All right. Let's see. Loss to the Ravens at home. So I got them losing to the Ravens twice. And I think I'm gonna change that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change that. I think that late in the season, I don't think they're gonna be as weak as they were in the first 4 games. So no, I'm gonna go ahead and change that. Pretty good. All right. Now that's a home game against San Francisco. I think that's a loss. Tennessee. How about this though? Boy, the NFL think they slick. 5th round pick. How about I'm smart and they're smarter? No, I mean I'm smarter than they are. When we look at this Tennessee Titan game in week 14, this is a home game for the Browns. Why is that important? Because if Cam Ward stay healthy all season, Shadir will be playing in this game. If you don't think that 5th round pick is going to be starting for the Cleveland Browns this year, oh, y'all, something wrong with y'all. Again, y'all not watching football. He will start. And that's why some of these games are picking up as wins, because these are the games I think Shadir will play in, i.e., I think he'll play in the home game against Baltimore. I think he will play in the game against the Jets after the, because I think Shadir is starting after that bye week. In week 10, and that's if he doesn't start in week 11 when they win against the Patriots. In week 8, okay? Let's say week 11, week 8. But in week 10, yeah, I think that's when Shadir Sanders will be starting. So, with that being said, I think he will be starting in Tennessee against his homeboy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give that one a win to the Browns. Oh, man. Win for Chicago. Uh-oh. Lost to Buffalo. I don't think they're strong enough to be Buffalo. They're going to be Pittsburgh at home. And then I think this game against Cincinnati is going to be more serious. Well, no, because if Cincinnati has a record, I think they'll have. They may not play their starters in that last game, which Cleveland and Shadir would win. Interesting. So right now, I had him at 3-14. After reconsideration, because that's what Coach does, I got to talk it out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 wins. And you know what? That's not bad. Because they could fall short to 8 to 7. However, and again, that's not bad. That's more than 3. So we're going to change that. So right now I have the Browns at 9-8. Again, they're going to start rough. And I love that story. They're going to start rough. They're going to start 4 games with a loss, because that's going to be Kenny Pickett. If Kenny Pickett or Flacco, one of them is going to start off. Again, Flacco's old, man. Unless they get beat out, I got to, still got to see how training camp goes. See who's going to be the number 1 starter when week 1 starts and all that jazz, right? A lot of that still has to play out. But as it would be if Flacco starts and Pickett's the backup, and then Shadir 3 or 4, so obviously he'd be 3. 4 losses is what I see is how I see it starting. But they're finishing 9-8, maybe 7 or 8 and 9. You know what I mean? But not bad. Let's see, division. We're gonna change that to 3. 3-3 in division. Is it 3-3? Yeah, it's 3-3. All right, they have no primetime games at all. Everything is afternoon, one morning, and 2 late afternoon. But Browns only going to be highlighted in the morning, or at 1 o'clock. All right, so next up, let's see. We have the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, so Cincinnati, I think is here's my theory. They paid all that money to everybody. They got to come out and play like that, which means they got to score a lot of points. They got to come out here and just. They can't start off slow. They can't start off 0-4 or 5 like they always do. Cincinnati Bengals have to come out with a very strong season this year. All that money is in the trash. I'm sorry. It really is. You paid a lot of money to that offense, so it has to start off with 9 wins in the week. You are dead serious. You got to start off 9 wins. 9-0. You have to start it because they go on bye week in week 10. They got to be 9-0. All that money. They don't have a week schedule. They got the Browns week 1. That's a win in the way on the road. They got Jacksonville Jaguars at home in week 2. Minnesota Vikings on the road in week 3. They're going to beat them. Monday night, they got Denver Broncos on the road. They're going to beat them. I think Denver is going to struggle in the second year. Second-year quarterbacks have good years, but they struggle. It is what it is. Defenses throw a lot at them in their second year. Let's see. Late afternoon in week 5, you got the Detroit Lions as a win. I think Detroit is going to fall back. I do. I think they're going to crack this year. I think Goff is not going to put up the numbers he put up last year. He is going to have more turnovers. I think he's going to have like 14 interceptions this year. Green Bay, that's going to be a win on the road. I think Green Bay also is going to take a step back in the beginning. We'll see what happens when I get to the NFC North. We'll see more about that when I get there. But right now I got Cincinnati Bengals beating them in week 6. Week 7, Thursday night at home against Pittsburgh is a win. Let's see. They're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers, so I really don't know what their quarterback situation is. Week 8. Let's see. Week 8 at home against the Jets is a win. Week 9 at home against the Bears is a win, and they go on bye week 10. So they can now out of those 9 games, the 1 or 2 games that could fall is Green Bay and Detroit. Again, if Detroit doesn't crack and Detroit come out as swinging again, yeah, they could beat Cincinnati in the nail biter. But we're gonna go with the 9 wins. After that, we got an away game in Pittsburgh is a loss. And I fairly give division rivals their win at home. Things obviously don't turn out that way because again, streaks and everything play a part when it's real time. Injuries play a part. So we don't have any of that information right now. We're just going off raw fact that everybody is ready to go. Let's see. Week 12 in New England. There's a win Thursday night. Baltimore is a loss. I personally think Baltimore owns Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football. I don't know why, but I swear to you, when I watch them in prime time, I think Baltimore just usually has the upper hand in prime time. And again, it's usually do they play first? Do they play? Where's the other one? No, they got Baltimore late this year. Ooh, yeah, they got Baltimore late this year. That's very important. Because depending on how the records actually swing out, it could be good or bad having Baltimore. Like they play Baltimore week 13 for a loss Thursday night, and then they turn around in week 15 and have to play them. So I do have them winning in week 15 if it plays out that way. I have them losing to Buffalo in week 14. Let's see. Sunday night on the road, I got to beat Miami. I don't think Miami's going to be pretty good this year, guys. Sorry. Week 17, Arizona's a win. And if this record plays out the way I have it in week 18, it's a loss to Cleveland. Why is that? There'd be 13-4. That'd be their fourth loss. Yeah, they'll be 9-0 to start the season if it plays out that way, if they come out swinging, if the offense stays healthy, if. But based on their schedule, this could be a 9-14. I mean 9-14, a 13-4 record for the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, next up we have Baltimore Ravens. Sorry, my man Carl couldn't be here for this one. He had to work today. But you can catch him on CTC, Carl Talking College, on our R2L network. One of our great college analysts. I mean, this guy goes over every kid at every school. It's like he's like the father analyst for college football. I like if he raised them and then went out and talked about them. Like he talks about, he knows there's some kids I would have never even thought to watch, and he'll pay attention to that kid. In small schools, he doesn't just do the top 25. He goes over all schools. He goes over transfer protocol. Like he goes over everything that has to do with college football and college basketball. All right, Baltimore Ravens. Not a bad schedule. Pretty good, pretty decent. Theirs is a 12-5, 13-4, or 11-6. Right now, I have them at 12-5. I have them Sunday night, starting off the season at Buffalo with a loss. I have it's a road game with a loss. Week 2, and I just had Baltimore struggles winning that first game in the season openers. They could win this one. I've just known they haven't won, I think, the last 2 or 3 season openers. Week 2, if I'm wrong, check me. Week 2, Cleveland Browns is a win at home. Week 3, at home, Detroit is a win. Week 4, away at Kansas City is a loss. Week 5, at home against the Texans is a win. Week 6, against the Rams is a win. They got a bye week in week 7, not too bad. But they got to push the rest of the way. They got Chicago in week 8 coming off the bye, so that's good. Nice little warm-up. Now, Chicago ain't going to be bad, but, Chicago's not up there just yet. They're not a juggernaut like the Ravens are. Thursday night against Miami is a win. Again, I got this division beating Miami right there. So, you got to think, right? Did I have the Browns beating Miami? I got the Browns losing to Miami. And who's to say I'm wrong or I'm right? That it's a home game for Cleveland. Again, that Pittsburgh loss in week 6 could be so bad because Pittsburgh don't have nothing. And if they lose to Pittsburgh away, it could be so bad they put Shadir in. Shadir could beat Miami because he could beat the New England Patriots. That's if they put him in at week 7. I'm assuming they were going to put him in week 10. Again, we don't know when he's going to play. It's all assumptions. It's all predictions. We don't really know much. But depending on how the season goes, if he starts at a certain game, if he starts before that Miami game, okay, Miami could actually end up losing to this entire division. Oh boy! So that right there, that's 4 games for Miami. You know what I mean? Right now, we're gonna leave it at them beating the Browns because it's week 7. We don't know what the state of the Browns will be in week 7. All right, so where were we? Having beaten Miami in week 9, week 10, and that's a Thursday night game. Week 10, Minnesota is a win. Again, I don't have Minnesota doing too good. JJ McCarthy is like the biggest question mark for me. He always has been. So we'll have to wait and see. But right now, it's a no for me, and that means it's a loss. Cleveland Browns away is a win for Baltimore. Week 12. Make sure I got that right. What we forgot? Week 11. Where are you at, Cleveland? Week 11. No, you can't do that. Oh, wait. Yes, you can. Which means I'm going to have to change this Baltimore win. That's what it was. So this Baltimore win on the road against Cleveland, we're going to make a loss. All right. Which means, guys, this division is going to be a lot tougher than a lot of people think. I got 13 wins for Cincinnati because their first 9 games, I minus maybe 2 of them are pretty easy. Let's see here. So that moves them down to 11 wins for Baltimore. All right, week 12 against the Jets is a win. Week 13, Thursday night. How many Thursday night games these boys got? Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. Okay, so 2 Thursday night games. Because one is against Cleveland. I mean, not Cleveland, Cincinnati. All right, so where was I? Yeah, so Thursday night, week 13 against Cincinnati Bengals is going to be a win. Week 14 against Pittsburgh is a win. Week 15 against Cincinnati is going to be a loss. Week 16 against New England is a win. And week 17 against Packers is a loss. Week 18 against Pittsburgh is a loss. So I got Green Bay kind of maybe breaking even in this division. Okay, pay attention to that. So see, I pay attention to little things like that. And I haven't gotten to their team yet, but, I pay attention to stuff like that. So when I'm doing their record, I can, analyze and put that in there with it. All right, so at the moment, which I don't see, I like it, actually. I don't see no need to change. Like, I don't see any other games to really change. So I got Baltimore. I'm changing them for, again, up and down. I got them going 11-6 instead of 12-5. And then we've got a 3-3 division record. In primetime, we've got them going, let's see, 3-1. 3-1 in primetime games. What was it? Cincinnati, did you have any primetime? 1, 2. Same as you. 3-1 for the Cincinnati Bengals as well for primetime. Again, Cleveland Browns have 0 primetime games. All right, so the last team in this division, is going to be this Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, I spelled that so wrong. We're going to go ahead and make that correction. We are not going to stay illiterate, okay? All right, here we go. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers up next. Our last team on the chopping block. Again, we don't know the state of this team right now because they don't have a quarterback. Have a quarterback, obviously, but we don't know who the starting quarterback's going to be. We know they only have one receiver. But I'm not going to say that because, again, Pittsburgh has always been good at cropping receivers. So I'm really not worried about them not being able to find another guy. Okay. Running back situation is a bit weird. I don't really know who's back there. They have a tight end, but okay. And the defense is good. It's a Mike Tomlin defense. With all that being said, on the road against the Jets, I cannot give them that win. I'm going to have to give that a loss. Home against Seattle. Now, somebody said the Pittsburgh Steelers could possibly start the first 6 games 0-6. I said, probably gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. There's no way a Mike Tomlin team would do that. Then I remembered everything they did this year, everything they did this offseason. And I said, uh-oh. Now, I came in here a couple days ago, and did this schedule, and I said, all right, Pittsburgh 9-8. Why? Because I looked at Pittsburgh as Pittsburgh. And then now we're doing it, and I'm talking everything out, and I'm looking at you guys, and I'm putting everything together, and I say, oh, no. Right now, we just don't have answers And if we're rating on Aaron Rodgers, let's put it into perspective, right? Aaron Rodgers is the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is Aaron Rodgers, after everything he did to New York, is he walking in week 1 on the road with just DK Metcalf and whatever they crop up and no running back? And they're going to beat Justin Fields and Jets? No. Is Justin Fields great? Absolutely not. Not in my book. No. However, putting the right pieces around Justin Fields can win games. That's just what it is. And if you have the right pieces, and if you have a good defense as well, if you have they have pieces. They have running backs too. They have receivers. They have a top 5 defense. Okay, so it's pretty much the same team. I'm gonna go ahead and give in the first game, I'm giving the Jets the edge on this one. Just because I don't know what Pittsburgh really has right now. I had them with the win at first, but I had to change that. Until I have more definitive answers of what's going on with that team, I'm gonna give it a loss. Again, now we move to week 2. Do I have faith in Sam Darnold? No. Did they lose pieces? Yes. But Seattle has a quarterback. Seattle has a running back. Seattle does have a receiver. They're going to put other pieces together, and they have a good defense. At home, when Seattle has to go on the road and come to Pittsburgh, I'm going to give Pittsburgh that win. Leave it at a win. Afternoon, week 3 in New England, I'm giving that one a loss. Week 4 against Minnesota, I'm giving that a win. I don't trust McCarthy. I'm sorry. They got a week 5 bye week. They go to Cleveland, and they have a home game at Cleveland. Hopefully, again, this week 6 game at Cleveland, they win, right? And maybe it's Kenny Pickett playing. He gets beat by his old team. The Browns pissed. Make a move. Come here, Shador. Now, mind you guys, they still have Watson. Deshaun Watson's still on his team. And he actually should be healthy. So we have no idea what the Browns are, but they got 4 quarterbacks that they can play. And by this time, we should have a definitive answer of who's going to be starting by week 6, basically. It's going to take them that long to get it together because we don't know I don't really know what's going to happen with Watson. I don't know if they're done with him, if they're actually giving him a shot, because you got a lot of quarterbacks. This team has so many quarterbacks. Wrong quarterbacks, don't get me wrong. I don't know why they have Flacco or Pickett, but they do. All right, so Cincinnati in week 7 on a Thursday night is going to be a loss. Week 8, Sunday night, against Green Bay is going to be a loss. Week 9, Green Bay coming for the division, huh? Let's see. Week 9 in Indianapolis is a win. Week 10, Sunday night against the Chargers is going to be a loss. Absolutely. Week 11, home against Cincinnati is going to be a win. Week 12 away against the Bears is a win. Week 13 at home against Buffalo was a loss. Let's see. Week 14 away against Baltimore is a loss. Excuse me. Week 15 Monday night against the Miami Dolphins is a win. So I got Miami losing to this whole division, and I'm not going to change it. I'm not changing it. Nope. I can't wait to do that division. Boy, hey, if you're real talk, this I can tell you just by the state of how everything is going. I think I got Buffalo beating this division. Yeah, I think so. That's 4 wins right there for Buffalo is going to walk right they're walking into the playoffs. They really are. I don't know about San Francisco. They say San Francisco's got the easiest schedule. I kind of looked at it because their last 7 games, they're not playing against anybody that was in the 2024 playoffs. That's pretty easy. But we're gonna look at these we're gonna look at these Buffalo Bills soon and see how easy their schedule is. Because right now, I got them beating this division, and this division isn't an easy win, but the way at the state of where the Bills are playing this division, like the teams in this division, that's how I have them basically losing to the Bills. My brain is messed up, right? Let's see. Week 16 against Detroit is a loss. Week 17 against the Cleveland Browns is a loss. And then week 18 again, let me see, at home is a win against Baltimore. So we're going to change that one to, I gave him one extra loss. I haven't changed anything else. Everything else looked good. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 losses. So instead of 9-8, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 8-9. Oh, they could possibly have their first losing record. And I have them 3-3 in the division, and I have them 1. Yep, I got them 1-3 in primetime games. All right, so let's run that back real quick. Cincinnati Bengals, we have a 13-4 record. Could be 12-5. Could be less. Could be 14-3. Cleveland Browns, we have at 9-8, depending on the quarterback situation, depending on because they have a good team. Their issue right now is, can the quarterback put everything together for them? That's all they're missing. The Browns, again, the Browns team, if you look at their team as a whole, top 10 defense, they have 2 great running backs, they have a receiver, they have a receiving core, they have a tight end. He's a part of the receiving core, and they're just missing a quarterback. That's it. They have a good offensive line. They're just missing a quarterback. That's it. Somebody to go out there and be effective for them. That's it. Okay. They put that together. This is a 9-8 record. And 9-8. No, it's not a playoff because you got 2 teams up above 12 wins, so 11 wins. So no, third place though. It'd be a good third place. Pittsburgh in last place. So we got Cleveland Browns at 9-8, Pittsburgh Steelers at 8-9. Again, their schedule is strong enough to hold at 8-9, and they could possibly steal 1 or 2 games to be 9-10 wins. All right, they are Pittsburgh now. And if they put it together right at the right time of the season, they'll be fine. If not, they're gonna fall this year. And last but not least, the Baltimore Ravens, 8-6. I mean, 11-6, maybe 12-5. But right now, I like 11-6. Again, they're not gonna struggle this year. I think Pittsburgh, out of this division, has a tougher schedule. I mean, they played pretty much the same, but nobody else plays Kansas City. They would have to. Nobody else in this division has to play Kansas City. Think about that. And I think Green Bay. I think I had what I said. Green Bay. Green Bay might be all right this year because Green Bay in that division is basically Green Bay is beating up this division. And I think it will. They have a really good team. And as long as they make sure they put it together, yes, I have them beating up this division. Let's see what else. Everybody else playing Minnesota, and I have this division beating up on Minnesota. They got to see the Rams and the Texans. The other teams do not. And I have the Bills beating up this division. So yeah, 11-6, due to the fact that nobody else has in this division has to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh man, yeah, that's really it. That's really it. And their division is tough, so I got them at 3-3. So that's where their losses. That's where the Ravens' losses come from. Everybody else they can handle. They can handle the Texans. They can handle the Ravens. They can handle Detroit. They can handle Miami. They can handle the Bears. They can handle the Jets, the Bengals. Oh, let's flip the Bengals. And they can handle the Patriots. That's what it is, Patriots. So the 2 teams that are going to give this division problem are the Packers and the Bills. Those are the 2 teams that are giving this whole division problems. And see, this is the stuff that coach looks at. This is the stuff that coach sees. So you guys can see it. And why is that important? Well, if you have a player from Pittsburgh on your fantasy team, not Pittsburgh, if you have a player from the Ravens on your fantasy team, or anybody in this division on this fantasy team that has to go up against Buffalo and the Packers, what does that mean? Those offensive players might not do good in those games, so make sure you have an alternate player from other winning teams. See how that works? You got to put it all together. You got to let it all play out in your head. Spread it out. Bring it back in. I'm stupid. All right, that was a great show today. We went over. We discussed a wonderful, wonderful division. All right. So next up, obviously, we're doing it by compass, right? So we're going to the South. Okay, we're going to the AFC South. That is the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, Tennessee Titans, and last but not least, who am I missing? Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams that got the first two picks in the draft. Tennessee with Cam Ward and Jacksonville with Travis Hunter. And they are now both in the same division. Isn't that something? These are the things about football you can call conspiracy. You can call they did this on purpose. Or you could just simply say, wow, we got two rookies in the same division, right? Now watch this. Watch the magic of how we put it all together with two 30-year quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken, with Stroud and Richardson. Look at that division. Look at the youth and athleticism in that division. Richardson, unfortunately, ain't that great when it comes to that arm. But hey, let's be real. You plug Richardson in the red zone, right? What's gonna happen? He's scoring. Real talk. Cardo, my boy. Sorry, what's up, my man? Show just about to end, my bad. But look, everything's gonna get redone, reposted, and re-edited so you guys can catch it. And then again, I'll be back on Wednesday because that's when we're gonna do the AFC South again. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. So we have a lot to talk about on Wednesday. And the week after that, which will be next Wednesday, we'll be doing the AFC East, which is the Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, and the Jets. And our last AFC Conference division, which will be the week after that, is going to be the AFC West. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Let's see, Harbaugh and his Chargers. We got the Raiders, and we got the Denver Broncos. So we got a lot of AFC football. But don't worry, Cardo. We got a big panel coming for that NFC East. I need all of R2, because pretty much all of R2L is NFC East. The entire group, our entire organization is minus Dave. He's the only NFC. He's the only NFC West guy. But the NFC East. That one might have to be only members. Words might need to come out, and that one that can't be live. You know what I mean? That one might have to be a little different. Oh, most Def Cardo. That's why I mentioned it. Worm, you better become. Hey, again, I'm doing every division. But the NFC East is R2L. That is an R2L division. And I would just love to just sit back and host that one. And we predicting that show going to take forever, especially with Jerry Jones out here making moves for picking. Look here, it's going to be a dog fight just in the show alone. I can't wait. I cannot. People, that is the one you will want to be here for, okay? Coach is going to be fair across the line with all his predictions, okay? But, man, that one is going to be one for the show, okay? This one was boring. Don't nobody like nobody in this division. Don't nobody. I say that because everybody in the NFC East hates the AFC East North. Carl be by himself. Support his Ravens, boy. He be by himself, man. Teddy, we most likely got the most boring division. Nobody care about the AFC East. Nobody like the gift giver, Josh Allen. I mean, gift taker. He don't give nothing, but he take it all. and don't win nothing. Patriots is too young. Nobody care no more because Brady gone. Okay, Miami sucks. Tua Tagovailoa is a Noah. And then there's Justin Fields. So yeah, that division. I mean, who cares? Who cares? All right. And then you got the who else is in the AFC that's good? AFC West. Everybody loves the AFC West just because it's Patty Holmes' division. We all know it. Okay. But again, people, that NFC East, Cowboys, Eagles, Washington, Giants. Nobody likes Giants. Not one Giants fan is in that division. And yet it's in there. It's in there. So it's a part of that R2L division. It's going to be a nice one, guys. And stay tuned. All of these shows are going to be great. But that NFC one, that NFC East one, it's probably going to be the best show FFC's ever put out. Okay, it's going to be a good one. So stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good content coming again. We're going to be bringing back Coach's Couch. ACLs are about to start tearing here when these training camps get started. So we're going to have a lot of people sitting here with Coach. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't doing nothing this season. Sorry. Okay? He's going to sit right here with Coach. I think some ended the season, so you're going to sit right here with Coach before you start your first 6 game. We're going to have some, publicists. You got to get that ready. Okay? Y'all not going nowhere for the first 4 weeks. Come on, sit down next to Coach. So we got a lot. We got a lot doing this year. We can't wait. And this is just to get started before the fantasy even gets started. We're not even at the fantasy. We're not doing no fantasy rankings yet. That'll start when we get finished with all these schedule predictions. So we're just going to have a little fun right now before business starts. All right. So I had a great show. I'm glad you all came. Coach is out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.